12,900 cubic kilometers of fresh water are floating above your head right now. More than every river on Earth combined. Just suspended in the air you're breathing. 5,000 years ago, humans collected it. For free. No pipes, no bills, no grid. Today you pay $73 a month for it. The system that charges you for water never taught you how to collect it. This is a forensic investigation. Water is not a product, it is physics. And physics is free. The moment water became a bill, the knowledge became unnecessary. And the knowledge was buried. Not destroyed, not disproven, buried. Today, we excavate. The archive opens in a desert that hasn't seen rain in months. But every morning, water appears on the stones. The Negev, southern Israel, less than 100 millimeters of rainfall per year. By any modern standard, this land should be dead, but it isn't. In the 1960s, a researcher named Michael Evanari walked this desert. He found structures half buried in the sand. Stone funnels, shallow channels, carved basins, not wells, not cisterns, something older. It took years to understand what he was looking at. Dew collectors, 5,000 years old. The engineering was elegant. During the day, the stones absorbed heat from the sun. At night, they released it. As the desert air cooled, moisture condensed on the stone surfaces and trickled into collection basins below. No pump, no filter, no bill. Just physics. The same physics that puts water on your windshield every morning. The same physics that fogs your bathroom mirror. The same physics that has cycled 12,900 cubic kilometers of water through the atmosphere every 9 days. For longer than civilization has existed. It condensed, it collected, it waited. But the Negev was just the beginning. 3 continents, 5 civilizations, and 1 tree they had to cut down to control an entire island. Coastal Peru, 1400s, the Inca Empire. The coast is hyper-arid. Rainfall is almost zero. But for 6 months every year, a thick fog called the Garoé rolls in from the Pacific. The Incas didn't pray to it. They engineered it. Stone aqueducts on mountain ridges, angled surfaces positioned to intercept the fog. Water condensed on stone, flowed into channels, and fed entire communities below. This was not ritual. This was infrastructure. 3,000 miles east, in the Atlantic Ocean, the Canary Islands. The island of El Hierro had no rivers, no springs, no wells. But the people, the Bimbache, had water. They had a tree, the Garoé, the holy tree, a till tree, Ocotea fuetens, whose broad leaves intercepted fog rolling in from the ocean. Water condensed on every leaf, dripped into stone basins carved beneath the canopy, and sustained the entire island. 1 tree, 1 island, thousands of years. And on the coast of Chile, the Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth. An old woman still wakes before dawn. She is a fisherman's wife. She has harvested fog water every morning for 40 years. She taught her granddaughter how to read the fog. Which mornings the air is thick enough to collect, which mornings to conserve. She doesn't use a manual. She doesn't use an app. She reads the fog the way her grandmother did, and her grandmother before that. 5 civilizations, 5,000 years, 1 principle. The air gives water freely to anyone who remembers how to ask. If forgotten engineering matters to you, subscribe to the Green Archive. We excavate the systems they shelved, 5 civilizations, 1 principle. And then, someone decided it was worth more to forget. 1405. Spanish soldiers land on El Hierro. The island has no military value, no gold, no port, but it has water, and the water comes from one tree. They cut it down, destroy the tree, control the island, own the water, own the people. This is not ancient history. This is a pattern. 500 years later, the pattern scaled. The 1900s brought municipal water systems, pipes, pumps, treatment plants, meters, bills, modern, clean, convenient. And the old knowledge? It wasn't banned. It wasn't outlawed. It was simply made unnecessary. Why would you collect dew from stones when water comes from a tap? Why would you read fog when there's a faucet in the kitchen? Convenient, invisible, dependent. The year 2000. Cochabamba, Bolivia. The government privatized the city's water supply, sold it to Bechtel Corporation. Overnight, water prices rose 300%. Families earning $60 a month were billed $20 for water. They tried to turn rain into a bill. Collecting rainwater became regulated, fined, controlled. The people rioted. The contract was canceled. But the message was clear. $270 billion. That's the global water utility market. $350 billion more for bottled water. $620 billion. Selling something the atmosphere gives away for free. But suppression is not extinction. Somewhere on a Chilean coastline, an old woman still wakes before dawn. The Atacama Desert. Chile. The driest, non-polar desert on Earth. Some weather stations here have never recorded rain. But every morning, the fog rolls in. In the 1980s, a Canadian NGO called FogQuest arrived. They didn't bring pipes. They didn't drill wells. They hung mesh. Large panels of fine mesh, stretched between poles on the hillsides. Fog passes through. Water condenses on the fibers, drips into gutters, flows into tanks. 3 to 8 liters per square meter per day. In the driest desert on Earth, 4,000 miles east, the Atlas Mountains, Morocco. The Dar Sihmad project, the largest fog collection system in the world. 600 square meters of mesh, 6,300 liters per day. Clean water for over 400 people. Before the nets, women in these villages walked 3 to 4 hours each way for water. After the nets, 3 minutes. In rural Ethiopia, communities still practice traditional dew collection. No grants, no NGOs, just knowledge passed down through generations. The knowledge survived because the people who needed it most never had the luxury of forgetting. The Chilean grandmother. She still wakes at dawn. She still reads the fog. When FogQuest arrived with their modern mesh panels, she watched them work. She watched them measure. She watched them calibrate. Then she said, "We've been doing this since my grandmother's time." She doesn't call it engineering. She calls it Tuesday. Tell us in the comments, does your grandmother remember collecting morning dew, hanging cloth outside at night, reading the fog? That knowledge is the archive. 2018. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. A research team led by Zhang published a breakthrough. They called it the Fog Harp. Traditional fog nets use mesh, a grid of horizontal and vertical wires. Water collects on the intersections, but also gets trapped, clogged. The grid fights against itself. The MIT team stripped it down. Vertical wires only. No grid, no intersections. Water collects on each wire and slides straight down. No clogging, no resistance. 3 times more efficient than traditional mesh. At UC Berkeley, atmospheric water harvesting research continues. New materials, new geometries, all circling the same ancient principle. And the numbers? Confirmed. The United States Geological Survey, 12,900 cubic kilometers of fresh water in the atmosphere at any given moment. Replenished every 9 days. The data is not new. The principle is not new. MIT didn't invent anything. They relearned what the Incas already knew, what the Negev already proved, what your grandmother already practiced. Science didn't discover the invisible river. Science remembered it. Now you know the science. Now you know the history. What you don't know yet is how to build one for $12. The blueprint is 5,000 years old. The parts cost $12. Here is what you need. 1. Shade cloth mesh, 6 feet by 6 feet, about $5 at any hardware store. This is the same principle as the Garoé tree's leaves. A surface for water to condense on. The tighter the weave, the more surface area, the more water. Look for 70 to 80% shade rating. This is your collection surface. 2. PVC pipe. 4 pieces, about $2. These are the modern bones of an ancient skeleton. They form the frame. 1 inch diameter is enough. Cut them to 6 feet each. 3. Zip ties in a small plastic gutter. $3 to $4. The zip ties connect the frame, every 6 inches along the mesh. Tight, no sag. The gutter sits at the bottom. This is the trough beneath the Negev stones, where the water collects. Total cost, $12. Maybe $15 if you buy extra zip ties. Now, build it. Step 1. Connect 4 PVC pipes into a rectangle. Zip tie each corner. This is your frame. Step 2. Stretch the shade cloth across the frame. Pull it tight. 0 sag. Zip tie every 6 inches along all 4 edges. Sag is the enemy. Sag traps water instead of letting it flow. Step 3. Angle the frame. 15 to 30 degrees from vertical, like the Inca stones on the Andes slope. Gravity does the work. Step 4. Attach the gutter along the bottom edge. Angle it slightly toward one end. Place a collection container at the low point. Step 5. Position. Face the mesh into the prevailing wind. Elevate it off the ground, at least 3 feet. Keep it away from direct morning sun. The routine? Set it up before sunset. Come back at dawn. Results vary. ½ liter to 2 liters per night, depending on your humidity, your wind, your elevation. Scale up. Build 2. Build 5. Build 10. The Negev had hundreds. Morocco has 600 square meters. You are not building a contraption. You're not following a hack. You are rebuilding a 5,000-year-old system with $12 worth of hardware store parts. Now, safety. Atmospheric water has one advantage over surface water. It never touches the ground. No soil runoff, no pipe corrosion, no agricultural chemicals. But it is not perfectly clean. In urban areas, particulates and pollutants can contaminate the collected water. Dust, pollen, trace metals. The solution is simple. A $3 inline filter removes particulates. Boiling, or 2 drops of household bleach per liter, handles bacteria. The World Health Organization standard: less than 0.5 NTU turbidity, less than 1 CFU per 100 milliliters for E. coli. For 5,000 years, humans drank atmospheric water. The safety record is civilization itself. But we are not doctors. Filter, boil, test. That is the guardrail. Respect it. The Negev stones still stand. 5,000 years in the desert, still collecting. The Garoé tree was replanted on El Hierro. New roots in old soil. The leaves catch fog again. The Chilean grandmother still wakes before dawn. She still reads the fog. She still fills her containers. At MIT, the Fog Harp hums with water. 3 times the yield. Same ancient principle. In Morocco, 6,300 liters flow every day. 400 people drink for free. Ask yourself one question. What if the grid never came? What if every home still caught its own water? What if every rooftop was a collection surface? What if the bill never existed? What would independence look like? It would look like the last 5,000 years. The invisible river was never gone. It flows above your house right now. It has flowed there every night since before your great-grandmother was born. It will flow there tonight. It was just waiting to be collected. Ancient, free, forgotten, until now. It condensed, it collected, it waited. And now, it remembers. The archive closes, but the dew doesn't. It returns every night. It has for 5,000 years. And now, it returns to you. Every drop you collect is a vote against the grid that taught you water was a product. A vote for physics over bills. A vote for your grandmother's knowledge over the system that buried it. Subscribe to the Green Archive. We excavate the systems they shelved. Every file we open was closed for a reason. The next archive opens soon.